Today we're doing a ToneSavvy activity, which is identifying note names on the treble clef staff. It says in this exercise, you'll see a staff with a note on it, and you will identify the note by clicking the correct button at the bottom. The assignment details say you can retry this assignment as many times as you'd like before submitting, and you could submit as many scores as you would like. Time limit, for now I said no limit. Complete at least 40 exercises. Errors allowed, 10. Hints allowed, 5. So there's a hint button in case you get stuck, and you can have up to 10 mistakes. The instructions say identify the notes on the treble clef staff using note names. Use the phrases for the lines, every good boy does fine, and spaces, F-A-C-E, to help you. I've identified which notes I want you to be able to identify. They are the notes on the staff, and then the note that's directly below the staff, and the note that's directly above the staff. It's going to play the note after you guess its name correctly, and note names will be using A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And I did highlight keyboard shortcuts, so instead of clicking on the buttons on the screen, you can type the answers on your keyboard. So we'll click Start Quiz. And up at the top, you'll see it says completed. We haven't completed any yet. Errors, none. The score, you can see how long you've been doing the activity, the average time it takes you to answer the questions, and how many hints you've used. So down here at the bottom is where your buttons are, and you can see the big letter C, and in brackets up here, it tells you that if you click the key C on your keyboard, it'll push this button, D for D, E for E, and so on. There's also your hint button right here, and if you click your hint button, it'll bring up either the notes on the lines or the spaces so that you can have a better idea of what you're looking at. So they started off with this note below the staff, and my hint tells me that that is D, and I can figure that out on my own by using my lines and spaces. So this bottom line, every good boy does fine, this bottom line is E, and if I step down to the note right below it, E will step down to D. So I'll click on D. This one's in a space, so F-A-C-E, this is A. Spaces, F-A-C-E. Lines, every good boy. Spaces, F. Ooh, the space above the staff. So again, I'm going to figure out what this top line is. Every good boy does fine. F will step up. That will step up to G. And you'll keep these going until you get to the maximum that's set for the assignment. So far we've completed 6, we have 0 errors. Our score is 100, woo! We've been on here for about 2 minutes and our average time is 18 seconds. That's pretty good. And we've used one of our hints. So your goal is to have somewhere between a 90 and a 100 for each of these scores. And if you have something below a 90, you'll probably want to do it again because we need to have pretty good accuracy with our treble clef note names to be able to read music, okay? So that's your goal for this assignment, and that is note identification on the treble clef staff for ToneSavvy.